look at that. Oh, we're underwater now.
So this portion we are heading through right now is known as the booster tire wash. And it's part of an intentionally rerouted river doing exactly what it sounds like. It cleans our tires off before we head onto the glacier. So we do this for a number of reasons. One is because if we tracked mud and dirt up onto the glacier each and every time we came up here, it would be a very big eyesore. And the next reason is that small amounts of dirt on top of the glacier would attract the sun, and that would cause it to melt quicker.
Never mind, you can do that when we're down.
I know, it's filming.
So before we get up to the turnaround point, there are a few hazards out on the glacier that I must address with you guys. So the first type of hazard that this glacier has is known as a crevasse. And a crevasse is basically just a very massive crack in the ice. And they happen when this dense ice will travel over an irregular surface. It causes one portion of it to move a little bit further than the other. And once that happens, the stress that that causes on the ice will force it to split open, causing these cracks. Now sometimes these crevasses can be anywhere from 30 to 40 meters deep, or wide enough to swallow one of these ice explorers. That's not the only kind of hazard we have though. The next are known as mill wells. And mill wells are formed a little bit differently. They're caused when the meltwater of the glacier will travel down. Sometimes it will find an obstruction in the ice where it can't flow freely off of the glacier. And once that water sits in one area too long, it will start to bore a very, very deep hole straight down, sort of like a drill. Now these can be up to 80 meters deep. Not to worry though, the road that we are traveling on right now, along with the turnaround point up ahead, is safely groomed each and every morning and throughout the day to rid it of any hazards. So as long as you guys stay within all of our safety areas up at the turnaround point, you will be totally okay. I will talk about that a little bit later once we're closer to the turnaround point.
Blue water.
So if you take a long look up ahead of our bus, way up towards the very, very front of the glacier, you can see lots of cracks in the ice up there. And the very front of this glacier is known as the ice wall or head wall. So there are 3 layers or steps of rock up there that the ice has to travel over from the Columbia Icefield up above to get onto the Athabasca Glacier and officially become a part of it. So what happens is basically all of the Columbia Icefield from right up above at the end of the Athabasca Glacier will fill up with snow, and then once it becomes too heavy, it will literally start spilling over the rocks up there, feeding the Athabasca Glacier. So the Columbia Icefield stretches out over 215 square kilometers. That size is big enough to put the city of Vancouver inside of it 2 times. There is no exact measurement on how deep the icefield is because it's extremely difficult to travel across given all of the hazards, but they predict that the ice up there past the Athabasca Glacier is about 350 meters thick. The ice that you guys will be standing on right up ahead here at the buses is measured at the start of every other season, and right now it's approximately 250 meters thick. So before we get up to the turnaround point here, guys, I just have a couple of rules I must address with you guys. We ask that none of you guys cross any of these red area boundary signs that you see here, because they outline our turnaround point right up ahead here. You'll see that once you get out there, we just ask that you guys do not cross those signs because they do outline the safety area of our turnaround point, and we never survey any of the area past that, so we have no idea where these crevasses and mill wells can be at and where they can open up. Now also in addition to that, we also ask that you guys do not walk behind any of the buses while you're out here today, just because they are pulling out very, very frequently, and it's very, very difficult to see you guys in these big vehicles, especially if someone is greatly directly behind. So if you guys could just stay within the front of the buses and the turnaround point, that would be great.
Stick together. Stick together.
So right now it's 1:35, guys, and we'll leave here at about 2 o'clock. So maybe a little bit before 2 o'clock. Let's start heading back around 2 o'clock just to get back to the bus. My bus number is 529. It's written right over here on my right hand side. So if you guys have any trouble finding the bus back, just remember the number is 529. I'll also be out there, so if you guys do recognize me, just ask for Jay and I'll direct you guys back to the appropriate bus. Now again, if anybody has any extra questions as they're getting off of the bus, please feel free to ask. I will try my very, very best to answer them for you. If you don't have any questions on the way out though, enjoy your time out on the glacier and please remember to be back by about 2 o'clock.